ENC reporter Malungelo Boy is in Alex for us this afternoon. Malungelo, it's been, as I was saying, 4 days of rebuilding, 4 days of heartache for the people who live there. Is the much needed aid in the form of food and building resources coming through?
Hi there, Tembekile. You're quite right. It's 4 days since that devastating fire here in Alexandra left people destitute and also left people really with nothing, Tembekile. Well, food has been coming through. But what has not been coming through, Tembekile, is building material that has been promised by government officials on Friday. What people have done, though, is they're not waiting for government officials to provide them with any building material. They're using some of the old corrugated iron sheets. They just sort them out and then build them and build their homes. Others, though, Tembekile, are using the few rands they have saved to buy new corrugated iron sheets in order to be able to build their homes. And I've been talking really, Tembekile, to one of the community leaders here, Uopa Soku, and I was asking him how do they feel about our government's response to this incident, and this was his response to me. Let's take a listen.
Those lies are still existing.
What do you mean lies?
Nothing has been brought here, and nobody is communicating with us anymore.
So, as things stand, you're saying that you don't know what's happening?
We don't know what is happening, and we already taken a decision that everyone who can buy something to build must just do that and continue.
I saw some officials from the city of Joburg, right? They were registering people. Do you know what's going to happen with that?
They are registering them for those who lost their IDs and birthday certificate. So up to so far, nothing about material.
Okay.
Yes.
Is there a sense that people are disappointed? Because that's what I'm getting.
I was inside here walking around. People don't have any more trust. They don't believe what the government came here and promised.
Malungelo, let's put Opa's frustration in context here. Last week, after the fire, Gauteng Premier David Makhura was among the government leaders who went to Alexandra, and the commitment he made was that the government, both provincial and the city of Johannesburg, would assist the people of Alexandra in rebuilding their homes by Christmas. So what happens now that Opa, the community leader, is saying they've not seen any of that help come forth?
You're actually quite right, Tembekile. The Premier was here on Friday with some of his MEC, and officials from the city of Johannesburg were also here. A commitment was made that people would be assisted. In fact, the Premier went as far as to say, Tembekile, this is an emergency and it will be treated as such. Now, what people here want is to be given that, is to be assisted, is for the Premier to make good on that promise. And they're saying that they have not received any communique. They don't know what is happening or when, in fact, they will get that much needed help. As you've heard from Opa, they're saying that they have, in fact, told residents to actually, those that can afford to buy themselves building material, they should proceed to do so. In fact, Tembekile, earlier this morning, the head of disaster here in Gauteng was here, Dr. Sithole. Dr. Sithole was also here on Friday. He was with the Premier when those promises were made, and I asked him directly as to when can the people here expect that building material. You know, his response to me was that I must give him about 10 to 20 minutes because he's going to a meeting. He will have a reply for me. 20 minutes later, no response from him. But I must say, though, Tembekile, that I have seen also senior officials from the office of the Premier, David Makhura, coming here, trying to, in fact, also making calls, trying to find out from officials as to what exactly is happening here. Why have the people not delivered on the promises that were made by the Premier in helping this community in order to make sure that their lives really are back to normal? There is a sense of frustration, but people are not letting their frustration stop them in building their lives.
Malungelo, let's leave it there for now. That's ENCA reporter Malungelo Boy.